Well, welcome. My name is Dave Ives. I'm excited about being with you today as we launch South Africa. So welcome to Zinzino's South African launch. We are so excited, and to kick off the event today, we have none other than one of our founders, the most inspirational female speaker and leader I've had the opportunity to work alongside. So please give it up for our one-star global president, Hilda Sala.
My friends, I do believe that doors are opened for those that are bold enough to knock. But more importantly, doors are open for those that are willing to walk through that door or even run through the door. And today, my friends, one very important door to knock on is the opportunity where we launch South Africa. And I couldn't be more happy, to finally be able to welcome you into our family. Now, back in 2008, I had the privilege of going to South Africa for the very first and actually also only time. I'm looking forward to many trips in the future. And, I was just blown away with the nature and the animals and the culture and the people. And I remember that when I was traveling back to Norway, I turned to Orion and I said, I really want us to launch South Africa within the next 10 years. Now, we didn't manage to do it in 10 years, but what it was interesting was that in a little over 10 years or 11 years later, we finally got introduced to an amazing couple, Sam and Kirsten. And through that, through that relationship and all of the groundwork that they've been able to do, obviously together with an amazing team, both in South Africa, as well as also an incredible corporate team, we are now here today. But I just want to take a moment to really recognize Sam and Kirsten, because they've done a remarkable job in the process of getting South Africa launched. So big wave of zoom applaud for Kirsten and Sam. Now, I got introduced to direct sales a little over 20 years ago. And I think that my reasons for joining was probably similar to a lot of you. I was looking for a career change, or I wanted to build a career for myself. I was wanting to earn money. I wanted to be free. Now, 20 years later, I do believe that many would probably say that Orion and myself have achieved that plus a lot more. Certainly, we do have had the privilege to build an incredible company together with our amazing field leaders, as well as also corporate team. But, in spite of what we've managed to accomplish this far, it's really a very, very tiny beginning, because the vision is just so much bigger. You've probably heard us say, or someone around you say, that we're aiming for 1 million customers by 2025, 20 million customers by 2035, and 100 million customers by 2050. And I really do believe that South Africa, and later also the rest of Africa, will play a huge part in making that vision come true. So what is then so unique about the Zinzino opportunity? Obviously, as the co-founder, I could probably list a lot of different things, but one of the things that I really want to pinpoint is our products. Because it's a product that is test-based, it's a product that is scientifically proven, it's a product that everyone needs, it's a product that everyone would have benefits from, and it's also a product that gave myself several personal testimonials. Now, after coming in balance after 120 days, I noticed very fast a big change in my skin. I got a more vibrant skin. I noticed that my nails got stronger, my hair was stronger. The thing that really made a difference for me, I would say, in the beginning was that I recovered a lot faster after exercise. But then after being in balance for around a year, I suddenly got rid of some sports-induced headache that I had been struggling with for actually over a decade. Now, obviously, that made a huge difference in my overall life and the quality of my life. But really what made the biggest difference for Orion and myself was that when we started the product, the Balance Oil, we had been trying to build a family for many years. And our challenge was not that we did not get pregnant. We got pregnant all the time. My big challenge was that I had miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage. And nobody could tell us what was wrong. You know, all of my tests were good. But whatever happened, you know, was that I got in balance. And I can't say how many miscarriages I had been having when I first started the product. But what I can say is that in October 2013, I had been going through 13 miscarriages. And that month, I got pregnant with our firstborn son, Gabriel. Now, after Gabriel, we've also been blessed to have two beautiful girls, Sarah Eloise and Anna Rebecca. And again, why do I tell you this story? Well, I can't necessarily say, obviously, that for those that are struggling with the same, that this is the solution. I do believe that there is several pieces to a puzzle to make a story like that come true, and obviously to conceive and fulfill a pregnancy. However, what I can say is that if I look at, for instance, the European Food Safety Authority claims, well, it says that the ingredients in our products is extraordinarily important for a normal cell division. It's very important for a normal development of the fetus in the mother's womb. It's very important for vision, for brain development in the mother's womb. Talking about, for instance, my sports-induced headache that came from tension in upper back and neck, well, we do know that the ingredients is very important to a normal muscle function. So the point, however, is that, you know, when your body is getting the right nutrients, when it's actually getting what it's designed to get, a lot of things can happen through that. So as you probably can understand, this is not just another opportunity for us. It's not just another product. It's a product that we really do believe that we can change the world with. We believe that it has a major change in everyone's health. It's a product that we believe, you know, that we can impact South Africa with, and that we can create a major change with in relation to every person that is starting on the product. And I really do believe that if you are one of those that are not just knocking on the door, but you decide to walk through that door, well, this opportunity, this product can really make a huge difference in your life, in your family's life, and in generations to come. So I am so honored, so delighted, so excited to finally be able to welcome you into our Zinzino family.
Wow, what a way to kick off a country launch with our very own Hilda Seller, our one-star global president. And there's many stories to come as we open the market. But you heard Hilda share about why we're coming to South Africa, to bring these incredible products. And so I have the honor to introduce you to a gentleman who oversees this, our Chief Product Officer, Henrik Schwartz. He's going to be sharing you an incredible product.
From the very beginning, food was considered important for your health. And today, the authorities are having a similar opinion. NHS, SAFRA in South Africa, WHO, they are talking about healthy living habits, and they're mentioning dietary fibers, cereals, fatty fish with lots of omega-3, unsaturated fats like olive oil with important polyphenols. So what are we then eating on average? Well, unfortunately, most of us are eating ultra-processed food and processed food. This comes to roughly 70% of the diet for most people today. Perhaps you're saying, well, not in South Africa where we have all the wines and the food and the cooking habits and so on, but we have been looking also on that. But first, what are we talking about? Frozen food, microwave food, orange juice, yogurt, cereals, cakes, potato chips, and so on. This is what a lot of people are living on. And when we are looking in South Africa, we can see that the fast food market is there also, and it's growing a lot. Actually, when we're looking at the statistics from South Africa, we can see that 50% of the people in the urban areas, they rely to a large extent on fast food. And just in a couple of years, it's expected to grow by 80%. So this is not super fantastic considering that this is low nutrient food, but high in salt, sugar, and fatty unsaturated fats. So what are you then eating? Well, the street food is mainly processed chicken and burgers, and then a few other things. And as in this report states, fat, trans fat, salt, and sugar. And they're also mentioning that this is not good for your health. They're mentioning obesity and diseases. So why is this? Well, some people do also cook naturally. And then meat is very popular. And then I found in the statistics that kingklip and tilapia, the two main fishes, are also popular. But you eat so little of it. And it's white fish, and it's low in fat. So you're not really getting the fatty acids that you should, the omegas. So authorities are then also talking about the important olive oil. So again, I checked the statistics for your country, and it's soybean oil, rapeseed oil, sunflower oil, and the important olive oil packed with omega-9 and important antioxidants. It's hard to find. It's a small thin line in the statistics. So you seem to be eating meat, and when you're eating fish, you choose the white fish with no omega instead of the fatty fish with lots of important omega-3. You choose the cheap sunflower oil, soybean oil with lots of omega-6 instead of choosing the important olive oil packed with omega-9 and important polyphenols. So in a way, you have the similar situation as we have in the rest of the Western world. Not worse, but not better either. So what's the solution to this? Well, we would like to suggest 3 products, standalone products that work perfectly well. When combined, we call it the health protocol. They are designed to compensate for the diet we are having, but they're also designed to work together to take care of the bacteria in your gut, to take care of your immune system, your heart, your brain, and your muscle and your joints. If we start looking at the balance of the first product, I'd like to give you important information that it's not a pure omega-3 product. Don't get confused by talking about fish oil, krill oil, and omega-3 products. It's a balance oil. It's roughly half of the product is olive oil. So it's a fish oil, olive oil blend. Therefore, it contains omega-3, omega-6, omega-7, omega-9, and the important polyphenols, the antioxidants, that make sure that the omegas are taken up by the cells. Plus, of course, the important vitamin D for your immune system. So if we look at the omegas in the balanced oil, the most important ones are the ones called EPA and DHA. And the authorities are stating, as we all know, important for your brain health, for your heart health, for development of the brain in fetus and children, for your eyes, for cholesterol, for triglyceride levels, and for your blood pressure. So everybody agrees this is important for you. Looking at WHO, I also found that they have made 3 scientific studies where they are summarizing that fatty fish decreases the risk of dementia and memory decline. And they're also mentioning that nuts and olive oil have been associated with risk of minimizing dementia. So it is important in many aspects. Another way of looking at it is looking at in America, we have the famous Bill Harris. They made some studies and show that if you have more than 8% of omega-3 in your system, you are minimizing the risk of a cardiovascular disease. So it is important. Another way of describing your content of omega-3 is talking about the balance. Professor Angela Rizzo and Dr. Bruno Berra, they've studied this also and found that if you have less than omega-6 free ratio of 3:1, this is good for your health condition and wellness. And you can only achieve this by increasing the omega-3 that you are consuming. Another way again is Professor Simopoulos. She studied also the balance of omega-6 to the omega-3. And she saw that if you have 50:1, 25:1, or 12:1, doesn't really matter. You are not getting enough to promote good health. You need to come down to 3:1, not 7:1, not 5:1. You need to get below 3:1 to have the benefits of being in balance. Another thing I like to mention here also is that since authorities are also stating that olive oil is so important, where you get the omega-9 and you get the important polyphenols that protects the omegas. And this is good in concerning the arteries and when you're consuming omega-3 to make sure there is a good uptake of it, right? Also like to mention the vitamin D that we do have in the balance oil. Most important is, of course, to take care of your immune system. And then you have the benefits of muscles and joints, good teeth, and uptake of calcium in your system. So in a way, we could say that balance oil is a perfect solution to compensate for the diet you are unfortunately consuming today. And it contains all the important omegas, not only omega-3, but all the important. And we also have the antioxidants. And the main reason is to make sure that omegas are taken up by your cells. Sorry about that. So does it really matter? We state that it's so important to have olive oil in the bottle. So we look at the statistics and we do have the world's largest database, over 730,000 tests of fatty acids. Nobody in the world is even close to that. So when we look at that, we can see that people stating they have not consumed any supplement at all, they are roughly 15:1, which means they are not in a good situation. People stating they're taking a pure fish oil or krill oil, yeah, it's an improvement. It's roughly 10:1. But it's like saying, I had a fever yesterday of 39.5 and now it's only 39. You still have fever. You're not in a good situation. You need to come down in a good situation. And people then taking a balance oil, a mix of olive oil and fish oil, they tend to get below 3:1 in 120 days. Now, we talk about balance and we talk about omega-3 percentages. So what's the difference? And actually there is none. It's just two sides of the same coin. In this graph, you can see, for example, that we have the balance on the left side and we have the omega-3 percentage on the lower axis. And as we are increasing from 1, 2, 3 up to 8, 9, 10% of omega-3, you can see that the curve is going down and that shows that the balance value is being reduced. So it's the same thing expressed just slightly different. So another way to describe all this, just to make it very easy for you, I'm showing you an anchovies because that's the main fish in our balance oil. Anchovies contains omega-3, omega-7, and other omegas. It also contains antioxidants and vitamins. When you're consuming that fish, your body accepts it and brings all the goodies to your cells. However, if you just take out the omega-3 and put it in a bottle as a pure fish oil, your body says, where are the rest of the things? Reacts negatively and they are not taken up by the cells. So what we are doing with our product is actually replicating a fish, making sure we have all the different omegas and we have all the nutrients that you need to have a good uptake. So eating a fish or taking balance oil is the same. We have all the good things, right? The second product I'd like to mention when it comes to the health protocol is, of course, the Extend. Also designed to compensate for the bad food we've been talking about, right? So you don't only need the omegas to function well. You need lots of vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, trace minerals, and so on to function well. And that's why we designed Extend. And this shows you roughly what is in Extend. Lots of vitamins, lots of minerals, lots of phytonutrients to compensate for that. And we also have a setup with lots of ingredients that takes care of your immune system, which is very important. Now, you could take all these vitamins and minerals separately, but actually it's a clever combination that we made where each product, each ingredient does something and then works together with the other ingredients to function even better in your body. So this clever combination we made is something fantastic and unique for Zinzino. If we are to summarize it quickly, you could say that we put all the vitamins, all the minerals, and all the phytonutrients that we could find room for in 4 tablets to compensate for the diet most people have. In terms of the immune system, we have vitamin C and vitamin D3. Then we have cyanogens that comes, for example, from broccoli extract that also supports your immune system. Then, most importantly, we have 1,3,1,6 beta-glucans from yeast, and they are taking care of your innate immune system, not the adaptive, the innate immune system. This is a very important immune system. Animals, for example, only have this. They don't have time to wait for influenza to get recognized and so on. They need something that kills off the pathogens immediately. So this is very important. Looking at the whole content, and we check what SAFRA is saying, EFSA is saying, and so on, they all agree. Fantastic for your immune system, your heart health, your skeleton, your brain, for cell division. It reduces tiredness and fatigue. We all agree. The final third product in the protocol is, of course, the dietary fiber blend, designed to take care of the good bacteria in your gut, your large colon. And this is roughly how it works. You have good and bad bacteria, the microbiome, and it should be in balance in your large colon. However, bad bacteria, they like hamburgers, they like sugar, they like sweets. So they eat everything and increase. Good bacteria, they like dietary fibers, which you don't find so much in your diet. So they decrease, and then you're on an imbalance, and that's not where you should be. So we came up with a solution called Synabiotic Plus, 7 different fibers, dietary fiber that is, that goes directly to your large intestine. So this is roughly how it works. They pass through your mouth and your stomach and your small intestine unchanged. When they reach the large colon, that's where the fermentation starts. And some of the fibers are fermented in the beginning, some in the middle, and some towards the end, because you have different bacteria in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. So we try to feed as many species as possible so the good bacteria can grow and you can become in a better balance. If this happens, this will have an impact on your brain health, your immune health, your digestion, and your gut. So how does this work? Well, there is actually a connection between the brain and your large bowel. It's called a vagus nerve. And that means there is a connection. They talk to each other. Information from the brain and information from the gut goes back and forth to make sure that you're in balance. And you could say, if your brain is in a good state, your colon will be a good state. If your colon is in a good state with the bacteria, this influences how you feel. To support this, we're looking at several different studies in the world. And we can see one, for example, here, where they saw that when you have more bad bacteria than positive, this has an impact on anxiety and stress. Another report came about the gut microbiome and your immune system. And they recognized that 70% to 80% of your immune cells are found in the gut. And this, again, we are talking about innate immune system, the important one, right? So having a good microbiome supports your immune system and therefore minimizes the risk of getting bad things in the future. So shortly, get the good bacteria to grow, get in balance, have a positive impact on your brain situation, have a positive impact on your immune situation, and of course, an impact on your digestion and gut function. So this is also very important. So if we then would summarize all this, each of these 3 products have a proven effect as a standalone product. But when combined and used together, you have, of course, a much better situation. Because, as I said, all 3 are designed to compensate one way or the other to the diet you're having. All 3 have a positive impact on the good bacteria. All 3 have a positive impact on your immune system, your heart, your brain, and your muscle and your joints. And above all 3 enables a situation where you can have the best for you, of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Henrik, for walking us through these incredible products and sharing why the South African market, like many others, need these products. But it's one thing bringing brand new products to the market that may be new to a market, but we're the first to bring evidence-based nutrition. And the lady next you're going to hear from, who works alongside Henrik, is going to walk you through a very clever website, zinzinotest.com. So please welcome to share with you our platform that gives you the evidence of our results, Marina Kalberg.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for the introduction. Nice to be here today. And hello, South Africa. Now it is time for a short presentation of the second most important website, zinzinotest.com. On this website, you find information about the test and how to take the test. We'll go to balance test here. And for example, underneath information, you have how to take the test, that it is safe and secure, about measurement and calculations, and general information about diet, health, and fatty acids. Down here, we have the test counter. And right now, we have analyzed over 731 fatty acids tests. Incredible. And up here, you register your test code, and here you see the result when the test is analyzed. So let's have a closer look on these functions. First, don't use any hand cream. Wash your hands thoroughly and clean your fingertip with the alcohol wipe. These three things are important to carry out so that the sample is not contaminated with fatty acids found on the skin. And when it is time to fill in the blood card, be patient and fill one circle at a time and let the drop drip by itself. And if necessary, to be able to fill the whole circle, let a second drop drip by itself, and then continue with the next circle. And make sure not to touch the filter paper. About safe and secure, we use a certified test kit. And we use the contract laboratory that does analytical services, which means that they are independent. They are GMP certified and a reliable analytical laboratory. So your test is in safe hands and will be properly executed with the latest technology. Our test is anonymous. No one can track your test code, not even Zinzino. And if you lose it, we cannot help you. When you register your test code, we want you to answer a few questions. One is optional, and that is to request a notification. If you answer yes to this question, you need to add your either email or phone number. And if you do not request a notification, you will have to check for yourself if the test is analyzed. And that will take approximately 20 days. So what do we analyze? The test analyzes 11 fatty acids, and that is approximately 98% of all fatty acids in the blood. And in addition to that, we have 6 different calculations, and the most famous and important is the omega-6 rebalance. These calculations gives you a broader explanation of what the level of fatty acids in your blood indicates. So, an example of a first balance test result. And if you consume our balance product every day at the right dosage in at least 120 days, it could look like this. Nice, isn't it? And an example of the fatty acid table. I have here highlighted the target value. And the target value of each fatty acid is based on all balance tests from our large database. So, last but not least, a new feature on the website, the balance test world map. Let's have a look on the statistics of South Africa. Here we have the link, and I will search for South Africa. And here we can see that the number of tests analyzed already is 1,163 tests. Great work and good luck now after the launch, everybody. And if you want a longer presentation of the website, please contact me. Bye.
Own it, girl, you just own it, 'cause your body's on fire. Show me how to control it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marina, for sharing that incredible website where we can go and see the evidence of our testing. And now we've already kicked off the event with the founder and the leader of the field, but now we're going to hear from the man himself who's at the helm of the corporate structure. A gentleman over the last couple of years that I've got to know is a man of character, a gentleman who actually casts a vision and is able to deliver that. And he's been instrumental in making South Africa open. So please put your hands together and welcome our CEO, Dag Peterson.
Thank you, Dave, and hi there, everyone. This is actually a party. We are launching South Africa. We are launching the first country in Africa, which is just like the last kind of continent, the piece in the puzzle for Zinzino. First Europe, then North America, then Asia, and now Australia, and now Africa. South Africa it is. I grew up north in Lofoten, which is like where you is basically cod, fish, and some few tourists when I grew up. Basically, my parents didn't want to go anywhere for the summer season. I think it was a combination that we were tons of kids, 5 kids, and also that they want to spend the time in Lofoten during the good time of the year, July and August. This created a kind of an imagination for me to travel all across the world. And I want to see the whole world. I want to travel across everywhere. And this has intrigued me my whole life. And also, maybe I brought this with me as kind of a vision cast for Zinzino as well, because I want to see the Zinzino products all across the world. And I really want to travel all across the world. And I think that I've sparked this to my kids as well. So every time I'm talking about launching, this is boring to do this in front of the PC, the camera. I want to go there. I want to travel there. I want to be there together with the main man, Kirsten. When we are going down to Africa, I'm going to join you. I'm so much looking forward to see all the products that Hendrik so well explained all across the world. Isn't this industry just fantastic, fabulous, inspiring, and a little bit strange? This industry has some great advantages compared to other industries, because how we connect with people and the connections that we do is all about the thing of this industry. And you, Dave, you introduced me, but I know that you know Kirsten and Sam, which very often I need to do the explanation that Kirsten is the male and Sam is the female. So because it's kind of a mixed up name, I know that's short for Samantha, and Kirsten, it's kind of a female kind of name, but not in South Africa and in Norway. So figure that out yourself, everyone that is joining us today. I'm so much looking forward to travel to Africa. This is just a start. This is just where it begins. I have to congratulate everyone who is joining here, but also give a hand of applause and a big hand thank you to you, Dave, and everyone from the field for making this happen. So short applause from me here. It's a big hard applause and a thank you, but also the team in Gothenburg that have worked on this and believed in this. The founders, Erin and Hilda, who believed in this project. Everyone has to be kind of thought of. It's not a one-man show. It's not a one-woman show. It's not a single-man show. It's a team effort. And you all know that one of the core values that we really have is that together we are stronger. And I would say that when we are soon launching some markets in South America, then we are all everywhere on the globe. So that's going to be just amazing. Kirsten and Sam, you came through all of these connections and you have the experience. I know that this man, this young fellow, is just going to do an amazing job taking care of them, South Africa, but he's also our gate to the African markets. And I'm so much looking forward to work closer together with you, Kirsten. Even though I've known you for some years now, we're going to work even closer when we are traveling down in Africa and shipping around goods. So I'm going to leave the word to you. You're just an amazing fellow, and I'm so happy to have you at the team of Zinzino. The floor is yours, mister.
Can't stop.
Great. Thank you so much, Doug. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you dismayed any confusion around whether I'm male or female and how that all fits. So thank you very much. You saved me a lot of explanations, so I do appreciate it. Good evening, Zinzino, South Africa family. I cannot tell you how long I have been waiting to say that officially and properly. And we stand here on the 8th of November with this launch event ready to launch South Africa tomorrow, the 9th of November, 2021. And put a note in your diary because this will be a date that will be remembered. I believe that as people write the story of Zinzino's success many years from now on, one of the important chapters will be this moment. And they will write a chapter that starts off with, and then Zinzino went to Africa. And I'm excited to be a part of writing that because we are going to do something significant. But before we get into all of the stuff, I want to start off with what is the most important part of this, and that's gratitude. Friends, we're standing here at the end of a journey, and we're doing something official, and it's becoming on board and live tomorrow. But there's been a whole story to this. This started off with a conversation, and it was faith from the founders of this business and some random people that had never met from South Africa. And that changed into another conversation, sitting with Doug and with Jacob, the CEO and the COO of the company, over dinner in Stockholm, in Sweden. And that was the genesis, the starting point of Zinzino South Africa. And then we started this launch, and the amazing corporate team got involved and started to work a solution to enable South Africa to launch in a way that had never been launched before. And we've seen some extraordinary leaps and bounds taken and people achieving significant things in an unopened pre-launch market, all leading up to this moment. And we've got this team that made it happen, these amazing partners in South Africa. To you, those pre-launch partners who took the leap of faith with us, believing that there would be dramatic significance created, I salute you today. Because without you, this would just be a launch. But with you, this is a supercharged, on fire, ready to explode, absolutely take it to a whole nother level launch. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do something significant on the continent of Africa. And I'm excited to share with you a little bit about South Africa tonight as we jump into some slides so that you can understand exactly what it is that we're putting together. So firstly, here we are. We're starting at the point of the South African launch. And for very many of you, I'm not sure if you realize just how big South Africa actually is. Well, it's huge. And this is just a simple comparison compared to Europe. And, you know, when people say to me, well, do you know someone that's named Steve in Kenya? I have to explain to them that they're going to fly for 4 hours to get to Kenya to meet Steve. And so, no, I don't know Steve from Kenya just yet. We will at a later stage. But South Africa is monstrous. And we have a great opportunity to impact something that is truly a sizable market. When we look at the population, over 60 million people on just the country of South Africa, it's extraordinary. And we see a great median age of around 27 years old, which means that we have a very young market. This is a young market of people that are really desperate to change their lives in a significant and dramatic way. And that's where the synergistic partnership with Zinzino becomes absolutely extraordinary. We get to connect this amazing company together with people who truly want to change their lives. And when we do those things, we see dramatic significance just on the horizon. When you look at the population of our cities, the 5 cities that you can see on the screen in front of you with the red star next to them are all in one single province. And these will be our major departure points in South Africa, looking at Johannesburg in the Gauteng province, looking at Cape Town in the Western Cape, and Durban in KwaZulu-Natal, looking at Rustenburg in the Northwestern province. We're going to do something significant, but the fire is already started in those places. And all we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks and months is pouring gasoline over the rest of these markets to see that fire absolutely and dramatically spread. Now, let's look at direct sales globally. I mean, 2020 was an interesting year, right? I mean, a lot of us would have happily written off 2020, not for Zinzino. We had an amazing, extraordinary year. But when we look at the world, it wasn't the same everywhere. So we know we've got a winning combination. We know that the company is positioned for dramatic and significant growth, but at the same time, we know that Africa is poised for significance. When you look at the global sales up 11.6%, that's Africa and the Middle East for 2020, and a 2.1% increase in the global sales force in direct selling in Africa and the Middle East, you can see that something is happening in those markets. Now, here's an interesting statement. For those of you who are tuning in from across the world, why would you want to build in an emerging market like South Africa? Well, emerging markets continue to present dramatic growth opportunities. Excluding China, emerging markets grew by 3.7% over 2018, with a 3-year compounded annual growth of 4.5%, which is 2016 to 2019, outpacing the entire industry growth. You see, friends, your eyes need to be on the emerging markets because there is a hunger unlike anywhere else in the world in these places. And when you provide sustainable, long-term, passive residual income potential, what we have is truly the opportunity for significance. Now, how do we fit into the trends in South Africa? Well, we know globally in direct selling that, well, if you take a look at personal care and cosmetics and wellness, those are the 2 big standouts. And in Africa, it's exactly the same. We see those same trends of wellness and personal care and skincare being the major drivers. And when we have segments within both of those categories, what that does is it gives us the opportunity to move into something that is already compounding, but yet we know we have an evidence and test-based nutritional solution that can blow the absolute doors off of the market. So what do you need to know about South Africa? Well, there's a lot of things, but I could bore you with 97,000 things, or you could download this amazing tool that the team at corporate has put together. And we take a look at our soft launch guide. It'll give you all of the breakdown on how commissions are paid, what the currency is, everything that you need to know in one simple PDF document. And this will be available to download in your back office tomorrow. So make sure you kind of put your notes on that. Now, our soft launch products. So what are we actually taking into the market? What can you purchase tomorrow through Zinzino South Africa? Well, we have our Balance Oil Plus 300 mils in orange lemon mint and grapefruit lemon lime. We have our Balance Oil Plus 100 ml in orange lemon mints. We have the balance test, of course, the cornerstone of what makes us significant. We have our Xenobiotic Plus, our Extend, Viva Plus, as well as the 50 ml skin serum. So not only are we going to be supercharging the state of wellness of South Africans, we're going to be making them look younger and even more better looking than the South African you see on the screen in front of you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to make an impact. But it's not just about the impact, it's about the community too. What about the support? Well, we have some remarkable tools that you have access to. We have Team Zinzino South Africa. This is a dedicated bespoke group on Facebook for South African Zinzino partners or global partners that are building in the market. So make sure that you go and join that group. And if you want to know how to find it, well, simply search for Team Zinzino South Africa. You'll find it, answer the questions, and you'll be allowed to get into it. And then you'll get all of the updates and all of the notifications on what's happening, like the launch tour that we're doing at the end of this month. On the 20th of November, we'll be in Johannesburg hosting an opportunity event as well as a partner training event. And on the 27th of November, we'll be in Cape Town, where we'll be doing the exact same tour. So hosting an opportunity event and then a partner training event. We, of course, have our Team Zinzino official Facebook group that is for partners that will give you a global overview of what's happening. And you want to make sure that you keep your fingers on the pulse of what's happening, not only in South Africa, but globally too, because there's lots of exciting news coming as to where Zinzino is going next. On top of that, for our customers, we also have our official Facebook account. And you can not only find customer information there, but on Instagram and on Pinterest and on YouTube and on LinkedIn. Everything that you could possibly want has been amazingly curated by our remarkable marketing team. So all you have to do is point and click someone in the direction, and they'll get everything that they need. Now, what about doing business in Africa? I mean, I always get this question. What's different about Africa? Or I hear this a lot, but Christian, you don't know, in South Africa, it's different to Finland, which is different to Denmark, which is different. No, here's the thing. One of my mentors told me about sharing on stage once in front of an audience of tens of thousands of people. And the power went out in the auditorium while they were hosting this huge event. And as it went quiet, somebody from the back shouted out, "But you don't know what it's like here." And I hear the same everywhere. Whenever we go into a new market where we work a team in new countries, we always hear it, but you don't know it's different here. Can I tell you a secret? It's not different. You see, that mentor said, I understand. I get that there's cultural differences and there's some things that are a little, I suppose odd for some other people to evaluate, but can I ask you a question? Do you dream of a better life for you and for your family? And that person shouted back from somewhere in the auditorium, yeah, of course we do. He said, do you want to change your life significantly and create dramatic significance for yourself and for the generations that come after you? And that person said, of course we do. He said, well, don't you want to change your community and change the lives of those people that you come into contact with on a daily basis? And the person said, of course we do. And you see, friends, that is the underlying golden thread that stitches this whole community of Zinzino together across the world. See, it doesn't matter whether you're in the southern tip of Africa, if you're at the top of the Scandinavian markets, if you're right in Russia or in China, if you're down under in Australia, if you're at the bottom of South America or right at the top of North America and Alaska, we all want to create significance for ourselves, for our families, to leave the world in a better state than what we found it. And when you understand that simple thing, the answer to how do I do business in South Africa is simple. Be honorable, love the people, help and commit and stick with those that come on board with you through the journey. Because the one thing that we can never expunge from who we are, the very DNA of what we do every single day, is we help people achieve significance. And I don't believe that people need to become extraordinary. I truly believe that each and every person is extraordinary already. But there are those people who believe it and realize it and walk into it, and those who have yet to realize it. Our goal and our challenge as the Zinzino community launching into these markets globally and South Africa tomorrow is to help people that don't yet realize they're extraordinary to know they are extraordinary. And for those people who know they're extraordinary, there's another rung on the ladder. Friends, we will never reach dramatic significance and become the best of the best because there is always another rung, but we're here to help create those success stories of dramatic significance that grow bigger and bigger, and those spheres of influence that grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So we've got unlimited potential. Standing here in front of you, I can tell you that in my entire career in this industry, I have never been as excited as I have been this morning waking up, sending out a text to all of those leaders who have stuck it out in South Africa through COVID and all these kinds of things. But yet we're just at the starting point. And so friends, you can have one of multiple different stories here as we start this process. You can look at this tonight and you can say, well, this is going to be amazing, and you can just watch it happen. And it'll be awesome. And the stories that are going to be written are going to be significantly, dramatically amazing. But it's not just good enough to watch. If you want to, you can participate. You can be a part of the Zinzino success story that is going to be written in South Africa and across the globe. See, friends, we're just getting started as a company. For those that are excited about the growth that we've experienced, the reason we're here is we looked at Zinzino in 2019, and what we saw was the underlying foundation of a company that could truly become a significant legacy company in this industry. See, when we talk about 1 million customers, we mean it. When we talk about 5, 10, and 15 million customers, we mean it. But friends, we haven't even got started yet. So here's my encouragement and my challenge to you. Make South Africa work for you. Do something significant on the continent of Africa. Help us write the story of South Africa going back into balance. You see, friends, we've got an amazing task ahead of us. Billions of people on the planet that desperately need what we have. And we're just getting started. So from me to you tonight, I'm so grateful. Thank you to everyone at corporate that has made this happen. Thank you to each and every one of the partners. Thank you to the founders. Friends, said one more time, we're going to write your Zinzino success story. We're here to link arms with you, and we're here to support you through that process. My encouragement to you is make this story the best story that you've ever written. And it is with that I have the great privilege of handing over to a good friend. The first conversation I had with this man was this is what I need to get the market started. And he said, are you sure? And I said, yes. And he said, are you really sure? And I said, yes. And then that was sent over. That was at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, my first interaction with corporate from a logistics perspective. Friends, somebody who has been instrumental in getting this up and running. Can I introduce to you my good friend and the COO of Zinzino? Please welcome Jacob Spiker.
Can't stop.
I knew he was excited, but that he was this excited, I didn't know. So thank you for the introduction, Kirsten. Very nice to meet you as well. It is actually 25 months ago that I saw Kirsten the first time. And actually it's 10 years ago when I started my journey here in Zinzino. We were in 7 markets, if I recall it right. And now we're in over 100 markets. I think we send a little bit more than 1,000. In a top week, we send 1,500 packages. And now we are sending over 100,000 packages every month. And the next upcoming country, I'm so excited for that. 25 months we've been working on this one. And one of the new markets launching tomorrow, very excited for that, South Africa. Beautiful country. I've actually never been there, but I've heard it's such a beautiful country, and I'm looking forward to meet you guys there. And tomorrow it's time for launching that. We are a pioneering test-based personalized nutrition company within the wellness industry. And we're one of Europe's fastest growing direct sales and health tech companies. Now, let me go through some facts of the company and tell you that I'm so much looking forward to tomorrow when we open it. These are our goals. And this is actually why we open new markets. And actually 1 million customers is actually not so hard to reach. But for the 20 million mark and the 100 million mark, we need to open a lot of markets. And that's what we're going to do even with South Africa tomorrow. Zinzino in numbers, we're founded in 2005. We're over 200 employees. We have a little bit more than 18,000 partners. And these figures are a little bit old because I think we're at 380,000 customers. We do business in more than 100 markets, and that's a big difference than where we were in 2012. And we're actually listed at NASDAQ First North as a totally open and listed company. And these, my friends, you've already met one of this incredible couple, amazing couple from Norway, our founders. Hilde, you've already met, and I can already reveal to you that Ørjan, her husband, will close this show at the end of this presentation, at the end of this event. And I think they have been an amazing couple to work with. And these are also people that really want to change in people's life. This is our mission, our vision, inspire change in life. And at this moment, you're at the head office here in Gothenburg in Sweden. We're over 90 people here working, and this is literally on the wall here. So everyone can see that this is our vision, and this is something that we want to create. We inspire health and wealth for our customers, family, and friends. That's also something that we live for every single day. Also, literally here on the walls, that's our mission, and that's how we make the future happen. We are actually the world, and I'm very proud of this, we are actually the world leader in fatty acids test. It's even more than 700,000 balance tests performed to date right now. And we have a great population now, which have been much more in balance now since they have taken the test. And the 98% of everyone that is taking the test, we help getting in balance every day. And you've heard Kirsten, and you've heard Henrik, and you've heard Marina, good colleagues of me. They have been telling you everything about the product and about zinzinotest.com, which is our key product. The product range, you've already heard that from Kirsten. Almost every product that we have is produced and is ready to go for South Africa. It's already registered, so we're good to go from tomorrow from our logistic warehouse outside Johannesburg. We will ship all these products to you guys. We have a lot of offices, and this is also something that has been changed. We had one rather small office with, I think it was 20 people here when I started my journey in Zinzino. And now we have 90 people here at the headquarters. We have offices around the world, being now for the last couple of 5 years. I think many of these offices we've started then, and we have also warehouses, not unimportant to mention, warehouses all around the world in 5 continents, who makes it able to get the products in time, between 48 and 72 hours. That's the goal, to get the customers their products. And the delivery and the freight cost for this new amazing market, South Africa, that is being done by a division of DPD Laser, Dawnwing. We have a great setup of the warehouse outside Johannesburg, and it's already working. You see that the freight cost here for home delivery, I think we have good prices there, between 49 and 99, and actually the prepaid kits, they are being sending for free. So that's 0 South African rand. And here also we aim to deliver between 24 and 48 hours. And I know that we have a very, very good partner in Dawnwing for the South African market. So people, let's shape the future of nutrition together. Working on new markets, that's the part of my job that makes me very excited, and so happy for the new continent, South Africa, with reaching South Africa as the new market. Tomorrow, be there, because we will be ready for you. Now I'm going to introduce you to one of my dear colleagues. She's the Chief Marketing Officer. She's a brilliant talent in that area. So please welcome my good colleague, Gabriel Helmer.
Hello, South Africa. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight and to represent my wonderful team, the marketing team at Zinzino head office. I have to say I'm personally very thrilled about this launch because 20 years ago, when I was finished as a young student and I was heading off my first career, I was very, very passionate about marketing and especially international marketing. So to be part of a company where we truly open up all these fantastic markets all around the globe is of course like a dream comes true to me. So tonight I would like to spend 5 minutes or something like that to introduce you very shortly to our wonderful Zinzino brand. It is, of course, very important for me to explain you how passionate I am and my team about our true Scandinavian heritage and the vision we have for Zinzino as a brand. Because we have said as a collective team that we want to build up a truly global health and wellness company where everything is based on test-based and scientifically proven nutrition. We have the core of our brand, which we call the brand essence, is test-based personalized nutrition and the scientifically proven products which Henrik introduced to you earlier. We are very, very proud of the especially high quality natural ingredients we put, and we put a lot of effort in the sourcing of it. For my team, it's very important that we are focusing on a premium experience of our brand and to show our Scandinavian heritage, because it is obviously very strong on a global level to be a Scandinavian brand, because that is often related to trustworthiness and professionalism. Sorry, I have some technical issue here. Just a second. Yes, our brand purpose is that we take the guesswork out of a healthy way of living, because we have this amazing test-based nutrition concept, which is actually very, very strong. And it is amazing for you to work with us when you start your business in South Africa and overall in Africa. I would like to explain to you that, as Kirsten mentioned, that we are ready on our social media channels. So we have the official channels for you. It's on Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Pinterest, YouTube, and LinkedIn for our customers. So please be please sign up at Zinzino Official. And then we have our Team Zinzino for our partners. So that's the account where you will get all the exciting events, and we will get you all the promotions and everything you need to have for your business. I also would like to give you some hands-on advice, and that is to subscribe to our newsletters. So we have a fantastic customer newsletter once a month, and we have our weekly partner newsletters on Fridays. You can find all the information in the back office and user information. Please click in and join us when you sign up as a partner or when you sign up your customers. I also would like you to know that we have marketing rules, which is good to know, because then you will get everything you know in order to make sure you start a very compliant business. You find that under the back office in the file library under marketing tools. And we have this fantastic digital partner toolkit for you, which is everything you need to know for prospecting. We have the mobile app and the hub, and we have our Go Core app, which is a great learning tool for your partners. And it's very, very, very great input and a lot of relevant information you will find there. So that's everything I wanted to share from my side for you tonight. I have some connection issues tonight. I'm so sorry. My clicker doesn't work. So maybe some of the tech team can just move the slide forward. Thank you, because I had some technical issues here. I would like to welcome my fantastic colleague, our head of support, Katrine Lanep, which is my dear colleague who is giving every love to you partners to make your partnership with us like the best ever. So welcome, Katrine, to this.
Congratulations to Zinzino, to all partners, part of Zinzino today, also customers, to all upcoming new partners and customers who will join Zinzino now in the future. Congratulations to all my colleagues who have been working so hard to make that happen, that we are celebrating today. We are celebrating launch event, the launch of the new country, South Africa, and the new continent. Congratulations to all. My support team and me, we are ready to do what we do the best. Give you, the customers, the best customer service that you need to support all partners with the best way in their successful business journey. We are available on phone lines, on emails. So please make to note, the email, our inboxes are open already and the phone line will open tomorrow. So reach out to us. If you have a question, we will give you the answer. If you have a problem, we will find a solution to it. So give us feedback, reach out to us. We are here to help you, and we will reach to the next level together. Thank you.
Wow, what corporate support. And I can reassure you what Katrine has just mentioned about they are there to help and serve is the biggest support I've ever experienced in my career. They truly go up and beyond the call of duty. So we're in very good hands, South Africa. As you start to build and learn how to build your Zinzino businesses, you have the best of the best in when it comes to customer support. So we launched South Africa. We opened a live event with one of the founders, Hilda Seller. And I had the privilege of meeting Hilda and her husband, Orion, only a few short years ago. Those few years feel like now a lifetime, not from a negative perspective, but from a perspective of how they've poured into my family and many families' lives around the world. And now South Africa, we have the opportunity to do the same in your market. So please help me welcome one-star global president and founder of Zinzino, Orion Salah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. I'm excited to be here with you and with everyone that is listening in and with all of the people that have already presented. I thought a little bit about what should I talk about right now, because we've got like 200 people online here that wants to know what's Zinzino gonna be, what is this company gonna develop into when we get into the South African market. And I think that maybe one of those things that is the strongest thing that we have in Zinzino is actually our product portfolio. And I was just sitting with a lady, I think it was Saturday night. She was from Serbia, a country that we haven't launched yet, and far from South Africa. But she was just sitting there with her phone. She didn't speak English the way Dave speaks English, not the way you guys speak English. She was very short in her ability to express the different things. So she picked up her phone and then she started scrolling through the phone, and it was pictures. And she showed the before picture and the after picture. And I was really impressed. Oh, wow, this is happening also in this country, because obviously I've been seeing these kind of pictures in every single market that we have opened. And she said, I've got better stuff. And she flipped over to a young boy that was born with skin disorder in half of his face, and he'd had it since birth. And he got in touch with Balance Oil. I don't know the name of it or anything like that. And he got in touch with Balance Oil. He was probably 5 years old, and literally 2 months into the product, his skin cleared up, and the doctors declared it a miracle, because obviously it couldn't be the Balance Oil that did the big magic with his face. And that's what we're up for. When we get into a new country, we're up for a start of a few people that you take the test, and that might be the wake-up call for you, the same way it was the wake-up call for me. I had heard about omegas. I believed in omegas. I'd been taking omegas since I was a young boy, but I still had issues in my body. I was eating a lot of fish because I come from Norway, and in Norway, we are the people that, well, at least one of the countries that are leaders of the fish industry and the omega industry. So I've grown up with this. I thought that I knew everything about it. But then when I tested, it proved that I was out of balance. I didn't have the right combination of fatty acids inside of every single one of my cells. And when I started taking the product, I also got a personal product result where an issue with my stomach that I've been battling for 2 years cleared up, and I was fine, and I haven't had a problem since that. And that is now then actually, that'd be like 9 years ago. That's pretty exciting. I got my health back. And that's the wake-up call when we understand that we don't need to rely anymore on guessing. Like Gabriella said in her presentation, that we're taking the guesswork out of it. We're testing it. We know if we have what we need or if we don't have what we need. And if we don't have it, we simply take the oil. Yes, we've got other products as well, but this is my hero. And it's 65% of the sales of the company. So it's very effective and it's very loved. We take the guesswork out by testing people and proving to them why this is effective. And when people then do get into the balance, what happens is that magic happens. I had a conversation with a couple that I know is dear to a lot of you that are listening in here or watching this tonight. And it was on the phone the first time, and Dave was there, and I think also Marco was there for some of the conversations. I don't know which phone call he was on. And then I started talking about the product. And I think Kirsten and I think Sam later on picked up on that I was very passionate about this product, because every time we would have a conversation, they'd be down to it, trying to talk to business, trying to learn the compensation plan, trying to get some sensible things out of this Norwegian called Orion. And I just said, well, I think we just got to get you guys to try the product. I mean, that's the first step. I mean, I don't even want to talk business really before we get the products tried out properly. And of course, we did have some business conversations, and they were very good. And I enjoyed those first calls. I enjoyed when I first got to meet them. They flew up to Sweden to check out the company to make sure that it was the right choice for them when they were going to come into something that will change their lives, and it will change your life absolutely. I think that it's going to change your life for forever, because you're connecting with a company that can bring you those things that you need to really build a business that will last for a long time because of the products. I enjoyed them. I learned a lot from them, and they were great fun. They later on came to Oslo. We had dinner at our home, and we had dinner at the hotels, and it was great fun. And then they decided, let's do it. And I think that what topped off that decision, you will hear them talk a lot about the relationship with Dave and how that's important. They'll talk about the management team with Doug and with Jacob and Katrine and Gabrielle and all the other people at the tech division and so on. They'll talk about that. They'll talk about the sales managers. They'll talk maybe a little bit about Hilda and a little bit about me, and giving that as a lot of reasons why they wanted to bring Zinzino to South Africa. But at the core of everything, I think that the impact after them being in the health profession for, I don't know how many years it is now. I think it was 20 years then. So it's kind of like hard to count all of the years back and forth, but being in the health profession, selling nutritional supplements off and on for at least 12 years when I got to know them, and being educated, Sam was educated inside of nutrition, and then realizing their first test result. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I remember that most everything on the screen was red. And that's what most people meet when they see the first test result of Zinzino. Is that most everything on the screen is red, and they wonder, what is this? How can this be? I'm into omega-3s, I'm into this, I'm taking these super juices, I'm taking these proteins, I'm doing everything, I'm eating organic. And of course, some of you say, no, I'm not doing any of that. I understand why my score is red, and that's okay. But when they got on the products and they took the products, and they've shared their stories, so I'm not going to give any details of that, but they got an impact on their health. And that impact was for both of them, and it was dramatic. And then 4 months later, when they did a second test, I don't know exactly what their second test result was, but I do remember that the screen was green. So that's really all you need to know. Was it red to begin with and green later on? It means that you went from doing everything you can to be healthy, because I don't think there is a person out there, not a single one in the world today, that do not internally want to be healthy. Yes, there is a lot of people that do a lot of things to sabotage their health because they lack worthiness or they don't feel good about themselves. They do, but if you ask them, do you want to be healthy? Yes, if I just could manage to, I would like to. I think that that's a global trend, and it's something that everyone wants to. There is no one that doesn't want to be healthy. And when you get that green feeling on the screen and you feel it in your body and things are improving, you go, wow, I can be healthy. And you get so confident that you can help every single person around you. And this is where I wish to tell you that when you join Zinzino and we're now officially launching, it's the end of the days where you write a 100 list, and it's the end of the day you call them where you get a single no. That would be wrong. No, you still will have people that don't see it. I mean, I've got people that doesn't even want to take the test once in a while. I got people that take the test and everything is red, but their mind is so close to helping themselves that they still don't become a customer. They still don't become a partner, and that's okay. I mean, I've got a lot of things that I resisted in my life before I eventually came around to doing the right things. And I would guess that some of you have been in the same position. And I could tell you a few of those stories. I mean, there is this thing you know called Facebook. I remember when it came around, I didn't want to join it. I thought that was a strange thing to do. I'm glad I joined before they passed 1 billion people on Facebook, because it would be strange to be the last one. But you see, we have this inside of us that even though something is smart, even though something is good, even though something is profoundly great, we can still resist it. And yes, people will still sometimes resist after they've tested, but because it's test-based and we're taking out the guesswork of health, and because the product have an efficiency, the product have results given to people beyond anything else in the price range of the balanced oil. And I would add to that, beyond anything else in the price range of the balanced oil, and up to 5 or 10 times as much in cost per month as the balanced oil. There is nothing that gives the kind of result that the balanced oil does. And that is one of the reasons why I know that when you start building this, yes, maybe the first time you go through those 100 names, I recommend you go through them quickly. Don't hold back. I mean, this is launch week. In launch week, we get our hands together, we fire up, and I hope there is not too many brand new guests that say, who's this crazy guy that's just taking complete up? No, I'm excited for you because this is launch week. I remember the times that I've had launch weeks of new countries. It's the most exciting time there is because it's brand new. I see that people, Kirsten is coming in there. Hi, Kirsten, good to see you on camera there. No, but you get excited about it. You know that now is the time. This is the month. This is the month where we're setting this standard for how we're going to develop the market over the next 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. And that's exciting. And this is a very exciting time for you. Because as you go through that name list and you build in the belief in yourself and the trust in yourself, and when you start relying on the company, because I think you've heard it before, like people like Katrine, and I love Katrine, she's amazing, but she says, just come with the problems, we'll fix it. And then you come with a problem and it didn't get fixed. So you might think that we might be that kind of a company still. But sometimes we are the first time you call, but the second time and third time when you bring it up to Kirsten, Sam, no, we are going to show to you that we're going to fix things. We're going to make things better. We're going to make things right. We're going to make things in a way. So we, the partners in the field, and remember, Hilde and I were founders, but we hold no corporate position. We're not a part of the board. Dear partners in the field, we go and recruit people on a weekly, monthly basis. We get customers on a weekly, monthly basis, just like you. That's what we do. So when you get the confidence in the corporate, when you get the confidence in that management team, when you learn to understand our system, when you learn to understand the compensation plan idea with customer first, and you see the power of that, and you learn to know how sustainable it is, and how loyal Zinzino customers are to the company, then you'll get the confidence, then you'll get the trust in yourself, and you'll have the trust in the corporate team, you'll have the trust in the company, you'll have the trust in the product, you'll have the trust in the upline, and you know that the system works. And at that point, you'd pick up that same old 100 list and call them again and test them again. And this second time around, when they're all red again, you say, you know what? You could have been green for a year, and I could have put 1,000 customers under you. I think it's time to get you green. I think it's time to make that change. I think it's time for you at least to become a customer of this product. And even then, some people will resist it. I mean, I've got things in my life that I've said no to more than twice before I bought it, even though I should have gotten it a long time ago. I mean, anybody that says that they love the local environment, anybody that says that they want to save the planet and keep it safe. I mean, we all should be driving electric cars in that case. But I mean, I've said no from electric cars for probably about 15, 20 years since I could have bought the first one until I finally got it. And if you haven't gotten that yet, that's okay. Maybe it's a decade, maybe it's 20 years, doesn't matter. Eventually, when something is better than everything else out there, it will not only take an important position in the market, but it will re-innovate the market, create a new market, and it will take over the market. And anybody that wants to be successful after that would have to copy that way of doing it. And that's what we're doing with the Zinzino global megatrend of test-based nutrition and giving people true results with a product proven with a second test. So then you get the confidence of picking up the phone and calling them one more time. And today is that day where you pick up the phone and you go live with the information that we're launching. It's finally there. It took some time, took longer than I wanted, took longer than they wanted, took longer than Dag wanted, took a lot longer than Sam and Kirsten wanted. Took longer than Jacob wanted, but now is the day, and we can be proud and we can be happy, and we can announce to everyone, get in day one. This is going to be life-changing for you, life-changing for them. It's going to be transformational to all of South Africa, first in a health community, then for everyone, then throughout Africa. And I believe that you, and I hope that I'm looking you right in the eyes, I believe you can build a global business together with us and reach all of those aspirations, ambitions, and dreams that you have. Thank you.
What a way to bring the event to a close. Thank you to our founders. Of course, without them, their vision, their dream to impact many, we wouldn't be here today. Thank you for the corporate staff headed up by Dag and his incredible team for supporting us in the field. And a huge, sincere gratitude to Kirsten and Sam Pierce for staying the course and ironing out everything so we now can bring what is the best product offering in test-based nutrition to the South African market. So it only remains for me to say thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to all our South African partners and welcome to the Zinzino family. And we are hugely excited about building the market with you. So let's go impact lives. Let's get started and let's show the rest of the world what South Africa is capable of. Bye-bye, everyone. And we're watching out to hear your stories in the near future.